Trump in Waco, Texas, I want to start with that because his attacks against DeSantis are savage attacks. They're not gentlemanly sparring. It's not gentlemanly sparring. It's not Trump saying, well, let me show you what the difference between me and DeSantis is so that you can choose for yourself who you like better. No, he's trying to destroy DeSantis, and this is what he said. Take a listen.
When a man comes to me, tears in his eyes, he's at almost nothing in the polls, and he's fighting somebody that's at 42, and he's got almost $30 million in the bank. He's at almost nothing. He's got no cash. And I said, I can't give you an endorsement. There's no way you can win. You're dead. But he fought a little bit, like 150. He was certainly no Jim Jordan, that I can tell you. He fought a little bit, just a little bit, on impeachment hoax number 1, impeachment hoax number 2, meaning on television, because I didn't know him very well. But I saw him, so he came and he really wanted. I said, you can't win, can you? How do you can win? Sir, if you endorse me, I'll win. Please. Please, sir, endorse me. And I said, all right, let's give it a shot, because honestly, the Secretary of Agriculture, Adam Putnam, good man, but I never met him. I didn't know him, so I don't feel guilty about it. You know, if you don't know somebody. I wish I knew him, actually. You want to know the truth, I wouldn't have done this. So what happened is, I said, let's give it a shot, Ron. And I endorsed him, and he became like a rocket ship. Within one day, the race was over. He got the nomination.
Okay. So those are not new attacks, right? These have been attacks that Trump has been levying against DeSantis over on Truth Social for several weeks now, maybe the past month and a half. But what's different about this time is the people standing behind Trump. Trump rallies are notoriously raucous events. They're high energy events. Trump interacts with the audience. This is not going to an academic speech. This is something you participate in when you go to a Trump rally. Usually people at Trump rallies, when Trump says something they like, they cheer, they scream, they get into it. But that crowd, did you see how uncomfortable that crowd was? Read the body language. The body language of the people standing behind Trump, they started kind of shrinking into themselves. They were holding their hands crossed in front of them, which is a defensive posture. Some of the guys tilted their chins down and in a submissive way and started fiddling with their hats. Very still, no sounds, just discomfort. That is something, it'll be interesting to see if Trump picks up on this, because one of his strengths when he was on the campaign trail in 2015 and 2016 was reading his crowd. He actually tested a lot of his policy material on rally crowds. And if they liked it, he ran with it. If they didn't like it, he tweaked it, rolled it out again. He did this with names, insults, the name calling that he did, labeling other people, his opponents, with these funny nicknames. He tried those out at rallies to see how people responded to it. But he's not reading this crowd. And the reason for that, right before he goes into these attacks on DeSantis, he actually admitted that his advisors and the people around him keep telling him, sir, it's not a good idea to do this. It's not really a good idea to keep being so negative about DeSantis. Don't be obsessive about it. And he said he doesn't care about that advice because he's a loyalty guy. He said, I'm a loyal guy, and when someone's not loyal to me, he let the sentence trail off, but it's pretty clear what you and I can see, that he can't let that go.